Hello and welcome to the launch of the BLK Silver Boot from Lions Stadium.
I welcome you here, and it's great to see so many clubs represented and ready to start a new adventure, a new season. And as I said, it's great to see so many clubs here to represent themselves in our Silver Boot, who is this year sponsored by BLK.
Very briefly, welcome to everybody and the dignitaries, and thanks for having us here this afternoon. It's been a massive year for BLK, and football has very much become a focus. You wouldn't know it if you saw Jimmy and Richard playing futsal on a Wednesday night, but as a business we put a lot of work into our football. The Newcastle Jets not travelling so well on the ladder, but looking fantastic. The A-League All-Stars, and hopefully we'll have some news about them in the near future. But for the tournament, we'd like to wish you all well. We know how prestigious this event is, and we're looking forward to being involved with more and more teams in football across Australia. Thank you.
As you'd expect, I've been around and I've been hassling coaches and players and team representatives, and of course everybody's going to win it. Peter, BLK Silver Boot for mine is always the unofficial start to the football season in Brisbane. Olympic, always looking to win it, and I can't see there be any difference this year.
We probably picked up 2 or 3 really good players to complement the team that we had from last year. A couple of youngsters from the Raw Youth. We've also picked up or promoted some of our under-18s, under-20s. So we've got a stronger squad than what we had last year. More depth. So if we do sort of have some injuries, we'll be okay. So we look at the Silver Boot as a pretty good test to see how we're faring against the other clubs, to see if we've sort of strengthened up. But it's also an opportunity for us to really try our whole squad. Dixie's basically using it as a good sort of pre-season hit out, get fit. We're basically playing Silver Boot on Tuesday, training Thursday, and that should get them pretty much ready for the start of the season, which is late February in the NPL.
We've got to take, like I said, it's the old cliche, each game at a time. I don't know much about Loganholme, but I think we're going to focus more on what we have to do to get ready for the season. And having said that, the Silver Boot's important to us as well. We want to win that if we can, so we're going to put our best team out there and obviously work through what we want to work through and hopefully get a result. Well, funnily enough, Loganholme was my first club, so it'll be good to sort of play them, and I still support the club a lot, with a lot of other sort of outside of football sort of stuff. So it'll be good to see who's there, and hopefully they give us a good run for our money. And having said that, we don't take anything for granted. We've got to get out there and get the job done. So
there's quite a few tasty matchups throughout the whole competition.
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky this year. The clubs that have all nominated for the competition, there's a good mix of NPL clubs and BPL clubs. So fingers crossed, everyone takes it pretty serious. We get some full strength sides out there, and I think there'll be a pretty tough old competition. So it's a fair bit of prize money at stake. So there's $5,000 for the winner take home. So there's a lot to play for. So it's a big chunk of pie for your pre-season.
How's it going out Rochdale way? I know it's going well, but I've got to ask that question anyway.
We started off quite well. We're 3 weeks into pre-season before Christmas, and then we've just been 1 week back. So we're like everyone, just finding our feet. Pretty new squad. Us working together is new as well, so obviously something different from myself, and same with Mark. Everything's floating along, and we'll see how we go obviously when we start playing here in the pre-season comp with the Silver Boot kicking off. So looking forward to that, and then when the regular stuff starts on the 21st of Feb.
Happy with the recruitment so far?
Very happy so far. I identified, and then Scotty came on board, and it was fairly obvious to everyone that we lacked a lot of experience last year. Especially through the spine of the team. So we focused on those areas. I think we've done a pretty good job so far. If we can mould them all together and get them playing well, I think we can have a fairly decent season.
Glenn, draw's been done. First game of the BLK Silver Boot for yourself is Rochdale. Happy with that?
Yeah, look, we're just happy to get into the season again after a bit of time off. Silver Boot's always a great tournament. BLK coming on board this year and supporting it. It's really excellent to see. 3 teams in our group that we're up against teams that I haven't played against for a while, being BPL. Good to see lock horns with Scotty and the crew. A few changes over at Rochdale. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Pre-season's always difficult. We're new players in, getting the group back. Obviously unknown quantity in terms of the teams that we're playing against as well. I'd be hopeful, and some people might say on paper that we should be going through, but you don't play the games on paper. You play them out on that pitch there. So we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, Rob. Look. At this stage, we've signed most of last year's squad, which was our ultimate aim, and we have gained a few, but not anyone of note. Look, we're happy to be where we're at. Our main aim for this year is to make the 4. This year we've looked to improve not only on the park, but we've looked to improve off the park. We've signed Herf as a assistant coach, and he's an old boy of the club, knows the club well, and he's a first class coach.
The company is obviously pushing itself into the Brisbane market. You've got a couple of clubs now wearing your kits. How do you see the BLK Silver Boot as a marketing tool for the company?
Well, I think I first came across the Silver Boot probably 10 years ago when I was here travelling as a backpacker, funnily enough. And I knew it was such a big tournament, and like you say, it's the start of the season. This is, official start of the season, I would say. For us to be involved in the Silver Boot, I thought was the perfect introduction to BLK and football in Brisbane and Queensland. This is our back garden. This is where we're concentrating on making sure that we get our brand out there. We've got 3 teams competing in the Silver Boot already. If we can keep working on that, hopefully next year we'll double and triple how many teams we have in the Silver Boot. We're trying to provide not just playing strips, we're trying to provide a service and not just be a supplier. We're a manufacturer. We have our own marketing team, we have our own design team. And you'll see from today, the things that we can do, and this is what we want to do to try and help all the clubs. And the proof's in the pudding, and people will see if it's good enough or if it's not. So we want to be able to service teams from a grassroots level all the way up to the A-League. We've done that this year with the Newcastle Jets, so we've got an A-League team wearing our gear. Hopefully over the next few years we'll increase that. But we still want to put a big emphasis on grassroots football and servicing the clubs, who maybe have 100 kids to the ones that have 1,000 kids. So, we want to be able to help everyone if we can and try and increase the quality of the gear on the football players.
Mitchie, for the first time in quite some time, back in the Premier League, new coaching and a whole new setup, and of course new sponsors for your kit with BLK. Looking at the Silver Boot, will be your first competition as Premier League again. How serious are you really taking it?
Well, Blanchy, we're taking it very seriously, and Sam Safe has got the boys very well prepared. Absolutely, we're taking it seriously. We're pleased to be in the Silver Boot. It's something that you earn by getting into the Premier League, and no doubt about it. Sam doesn't go in any competition not expecting to win it, so we're in it to win it if we can. We're in the same boat as all teams. We're getting new players together. We have got the basis of last year's and the previous year's team. The bulk of those guys are still there. And, it was no fluke that team won Capital 1 2 years in a row. So there was no need to make wholesale changes to that team. But having said that, there's still 3 or 4 new guys come in that they've got to gel with the team. So we'll see how they all go together. But, we'll certainly be in it to win it.
It's a good start to the season. If you're competitive and you do well in the Silver Boot, it seems to transpire that you go on and have a reasonably good season.
Yeah, I think it does. The first year I was here, though, we entered this, and I don't think we got past the group stages, but ended up winning the Brisbane Premier League. So sometimes things can happen differently. But I agree, you are right. It's because of the strength of the competition, the organisation, and the teams involved. It's an excellent tournament to be involved with, and it does give you that kickstart into the season. Definitely, yes. Looking to be competitive in it, and especially the recruitment that we got really is to test ourselves against the best, and I think the best are in this competition. Yeah, I'm happy with our recruitment. I think our recruitment's been really good. I think we've been wise in what we've done. We worked hard on getting the right people in at the club. As you say, we've been quite quiet in what we've done, but we've gone about our business efficiently and promoted some of the younger players, which is part of our club philosophy. So yeah.
Ryan, tough group, just gone through the group, going to have to be at your best to win the competition, but then again, that's the reason why you're in it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think pretty experienced group as well. So I think Southwest Queensland, it would be their second year in the comp, but East and Lions obviously have always been around it, and so now it'll be a good group to see where we're at, especially leading into a tough season.
Maybe a few more little bloopers as we just put up on the Paulie TV Facebook page. Might be able to grab a few more from you out of this competition.
Fingers crossed, mate. We'll see how we go.
First game of the BLK Silver Boot for you this year is against the host club Lions FC. You're going to get the hardest game out of the road first.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we'll see. But yeah, it's going to be a decent challenge for our club, and it's going to be a bit of a real rebuilding year. But yeah, looking forward to the challenge. We'll see how it goes against them.
Bobby Hamilton coming in as coach, well known to the Brisbane football community. How's it going out at Wolves Way?
Yeah. Well, I know it's interesting seeing the players who attend training and seeing how Bobby's reacting to having the boys there. It's going well. Recruitment's still going, still rebuilding. But yeah, we've still got a bit of a way to go. But looking forward to the start of the Silver Boot and seeing how the boys who are there come together and play together.
First game up against Wolves FC, a club that I think is in the rebuilding stage.
Yeah, no, we can sort of sympathise with Wolves a little bit. We've been there, done that ourselves as a club, been through that rebuilding. They'll come through it. They're a good club, got good juniors, good junior base. But from our perspective, we're expecting a pretty big year. We've recruited well, very well. I think the boys will, once they start to gel and get a few games under their belt, it'll be pretty tough to beat. With a lot of new players at the club, or a few new players, new coach, it's going to take the boys a little while to gel. But there's plenty of quality in that team, very good technically. That's one of the big things Graham's focused on over the last couple of years is technical ability. So that's hopefully going to come to the fore. So Warren's sort of reaping a bit of the benefits of that, bringing a bit of his touch to it as well. And between Warren and Darren, the assistant coach, they've really got the guys going really well at the moment.
We've been talking to a lot of the coaches and a lot of representatives from the clubs, and the one thing that's the standard answer is everyone's coming to win it.
Yeah, as we touched on in the presentation, the competition's, it's got to be one of the longest running competitions in Queensland. It just keeps on ticking over every year. Everyone seems to look forward to it as their pre-season preparation. You can see by the teams that are playing in the competition that everyone takes it pretty serious. It's a good time to give some real good hit-outs. Test to see what your squad depth's like, to see what your actual squad's like. It'll be a real tasty sort of competition, so it'll be good. Looking forward to it. The two conflicting ones for us is we've got to try and make sure that the field holds up. You've probably seen the field out there; it's in absolutely mint condition at the moment. So fingers crossed the rain's not too bad. We get some good games underway. Everyone gets the hit out that they want, and we all start the season with a bang. So it'll be good.
Hope you've enjoyed this Paulie TV presentation of the 2015 BLK Silver Boot launch from Lions Stadium.